Hello, this is Crypto CJ. It's a trade of the day, Monday afternoon / evening, Zoom edition. Bitcoin pretty much held up over the weekend and mostly going sideways, but a lot of altcoins are pumping, including Ethereum. We will look at the charts now. Okay, should be seeing my Bitcoin day chart.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
and I really botched something on Friday. I didn't realize I had a wrong screen up, and I went on for, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes. And someone did ask me about it, but I didn't quite follow it. So if you see me talking about something that's not related to what we're looking at, then please feel free to speak up. Craig, I know you do frequently, but some of you other guys, if Craig isn't here, then feel free to do that. But I will be more careful in my screen sharing so it doesn't happen again. Anyway, Bitcoin day chart. And here we are hanging around 52K. We're at the top of the range that I've set between 48 and 52. I may have to redo this range again. I just updated it on Friday, but the coins, if the Bitcoin keeps pumping, then it's no problem to adjust that range. And it does look like we're at some resistance here. I mean, this has been sitting at 52K since Wednesday, so we'll see if we can break through that. And we're down, a fraction today. On Ethereum, we were up about 29.80, so it's charging towards the top of my range here at 3,000. Hasn't quite hit it. I thought we might today, but it looks like that's going to be a day or two away. But I'm loving Ethereum. I'm glad to see it moving. Not sure if this is due to the anticipation of an Ethereum ETF this spring or other Ethereum coins doing well, but it's I think the bull market's here. I don't think there's really any argument at this point. So function accordingly. Excuse me. Power sneeze. All right, and just looking at my list here, my Bybit list, nearly everything's green. So it's good to be a trader in these markets. Any questions or comments about the markets overall before we look for some trades? Okay. Let's start at Altcoin Alert. I am on the radar function. I want all the information, all the columns. I'm going to reload. And my first sort is usually the AA score. Looking for values 80 or higher, and don't see this high very often. Yeah, Kusama at 88, very bullish. Up 5% today, so a nice move, but not blown out like potentially some of these others. Arweave is up 21%. That's a really good move. This one's done well lately, as has Ocean. So all three of these have really good potential. We'll go ahead and look at Kusama. It's not one I've looked at very often. So I'm going to take a quick look at the 5-minute chart to see if I can find a 1, 2, 3 dip in process. And we do not have that. So we are above the SMA line in the 5-minute chart towards the top of the Bollinger Band. Not a great location at the moment. We do have some support here in the green zone, my supply and demand visible range, which is the indicator I use to help me find support and resistance. And if you want to set an alert on the 5-minute chart to get a better entry, it's really easy. Just right click here off to the side, add an alert. And I usually use my information source for the name. So I've got AA score purchase here, notifications, notify an app, show pop-up, and play sound are the ones that I use. And then there you are with a good 5-minute alert that will go off if it dips down below and then reevaluate that time. However, I usually do my alerts on the 15-minute chart using indicators. I mostly use the RTI, the relative trend index, and then depending on what I'm looking at, I'll use the cumulative delta for confirmation and as well as the support and resistance areas. So at the moment on the 15-minute chart, We are pretty close to the red zone. 1.8% to get back up there. So I'm going to be looking for the RTI to dip down and then come back up. Ideally, it dips down to 20 for a long position, something like what we have here. See what broke down below the 20 on Friday night and then came back up, Saturday morning and had a really nice move after that. So you can set your alert on the RTI. It's easy to do. Right click. We're going to cross above. So crossing above, up. That's it. On the 20. Once per bar close, AA score. And the rest is notify an app. Well, you know the drill. So if you're trading spot or you just want to go long, that's, I think, one of the better entries to get in. Another option is to have it dip below the 50 and come back up. So you can set another alert here. Instead of the 20, go with the 50. And then even some of these that are going above the 80 are doing well, like this one here on Saturday night, broke, caught this move all the way up. Took a little over a day, but had a really nice move. So you can set separate alerts for 20, 50, and 80. For those type of alerts, I'm going to look at my cumulative trend delta to confirm. Let's take another look at that. Like we have this break here above the 50 and a really nice stack of green candles. So that's definitely confirmation. That would have been a good entry. If you want to do the one above the 80, that happens here. You don't really have much in the way of confirmation on here. I'm not sure if I would have done that one. And it does go down and then eventually comes back up, but the alert would not have triggered again. So if you rely on the cumulative delta in that situation, it doesn't help you out, but most of the time it does. Okay. Now, if you are a more experienced trader and you're trading leverage, like some of the people on this call, like I do, then I'm going to trade both directions most of the time. So my alert is going to look a little different. I'm going to be entering a channel. 80 on top, 20 on the bottom, once per bar close, and AA score. I'll just go ahead and set that one so that we are good to go. So there's that alert. And so you can see I've got this dotted rectangle. So if it breaks below the 20, comes back up, then I get that alert. If it breaks above the 80 and comes back down, I get that alert as well. But you have to be careful with going short. As you can see, you have the fake out here on Sunday afternoon, and then it goes back up, and probably bad things would have happened on that short. So be careful with those. Maybe use stop losses because you would have been caught in this 16% move. If you're at 10x leverage, that's probably going to liquidate your position on a short. Okay, any questions on KSM, Kusama? Okay. Let's take a quick look at the AA score alerts over the weekend because I did trade one. The Kusama one went off. I'm not showing it at the moment. What's the one I traded? Ocean. Yeah, Ocean went off at 11 o'clock last night. And so I traded that one just as a day trade, picked up a quick 1%. And most of my day trades are 1% on the chart at 10x leverage. I did bump up some of my trades to 1.3% times 10x leverage. That's 13%. So we'll see how those play out. But for now, let's go back to Altcoin Alert and let's see, that was an AA score. You guys might want to check out Arweave and Ocean as well. We'll go to short-term sentiment. And I like to match this up with Elder Impulse hourly. So I've got sentiment, what people are talking about online, matched up with a technical indicator. When these two match, sometimes good things happen. And we've got a couple matches I can see of coins I trade, Anchor and HBAR. HBAR's up over 20%. This one's been moving lately. Has it moved too much? Let's check it out. Quick look at the 5. Yeah, you could maybe do a price alert around here at 10 cents, 10.18. We're down here in the green zone at 9.76, give or take. 15-minute chart using the RTI. We did hit the red zone and bounced off it, so this is going to be setting up for a short. This kind of intrigues me. It's already up over 20% today. Will it dip another 5 or 10% before going up? It's possible. Or, we play it safe as a spot trade, wait for a dip like this, like we had on Saturday, like I showed you on the prior chart. That might be the way to go. And again, you can use your RTI. You can leave it as it is, crossing on the 50 if you want to use that strategy that I described before, or crossing up on the 20, the 50, or the 80. You can even use different numbers. Maybe you want to go down to the 10 or up to the 30, play around with it, see what works best for you. Most long positions are doing pretty well right now. Okay, Ocean, super trend buy. Okay, let's break away because this is an alert I set, and we will look at a potential swing trade on Ocean. So yeah, this is what I thought would happen. Can't remember which chart I set this on. Might have been the 15. That's taken too long. Doesn't really matter. So on the 15, Ocean had a nice move up, then it dipped down, and now it just triggered another buy order. I'd prefer this come out of this area, but when you're in a bull market, you won't always get pullbacks as far as you would like. Got nice 6% to the top of the zone. So I've been using this Annie's ribbon for confirmation. It looks like they're all green. So yeah, this is a go. So you guys might want to look at this, use your own, not financial advice, but use your own confirmations and check it out. This could be a nice 5 to 10% trade. And I think I'll do a quick spot trade on the, or not a spot trade, but quick little day trade on this. And then after this show, I've got to pull up my Bing X and probably do a swing trade on that as well. So, all right, cool. Let's get back to Altcoin Alert. I love to try to, I like to try to actually take trades when they come up here. So that's why I broke away. I hope that wasn't too confusing. See, we were looking at short-term sentiment. And let's reload. All right, so now Ren doesn't have confirmation on the hourly track and H bar. Okay, we were looking at H bar, and I was liking this as a short. So yeah, I think I'll do a quick alert. I'm going to trade this both directions. So I'm going to go with entering a channel, 80, 20. I did mostly swing trading today because I was busy in my personal life, but I'm gonna do some trading tonight and set up some day trading alerts for that. So, and this was short-term sentiment. Cool. We'll see what happens with that on H bar. Okay, I was a little scattered on those two, H bar and Ocean. Any questions on those? Okay, let's go over to, we're moving along pretty well. Let's do one more on Altcoin Alert. We'll go with a long-term sentiment, evaluate this as a swing trade, something to stay in potentially for like a 10% move, maybe 2 to 4 days. I know a lot of you guys like to trade like that, so I've been doing more of that myself. Let's check it out. So we've got H bar again. We're going to match long-term sentiment with the Elder Impulse daily, so longer time frames, but nearly identical to what we did on the last one. We've got ZIL storage, which I like a lot. This one's really moves a lot. So let's look at store. I traded this morning. Yeah, a lot of good ones here. File, graph. File's been pumping today. Arweave. So there's a lot to choose from. We were going to look at storage as a swing trade. I'm in a swing trade now with this. I did one like a week and a half ago that did really well. So this one's been moving. Actually, you know what? I just realized I confused this with STX. Those are the ones I was trading, but I day trade storage a lot. So okay, on the 15-minute chart, we're currently in the red zone. So this would be something I'd be looking at to dip down. The alert, I'm going to set an alert on my supertrend, which is really alert friendly. If you want to use this for spot trades, you're going to go with the buy option. If you want to short it, you go with the sell. If you want to trade both directions, you just choose direction change, which I like. So that's long-term sentiment. Notification, yeah, it looks good to me. So I've got my alert set. So it's currently in a buy. When it turns to red, which it might pretty soon. Just let me take a, yeah. So we want it to turn to sell and then have it dip down. We're 7% almost down to the green zone. Not sure if it would dip that much, but I only have a couple shorts going on swing trades right now, and there are one's in pretty bad shape. The other two are in profit, but not by much. So almost all my swing trading has been on the long side. But I do like shorting on day trading for getting that 1%. Okay, so this will also kick in the next time a buy signal prints. Now I like to do that if there's something I want along, but I don't like the setup yet, and I want to get in after it dips and comes back, something like this. Then you get in maybe around here, give or take, and catch a 2 to 3% move. You can also look at longer time frames to get a better idea of where the resistance is. I mean, I've been going to the week chart on some of these coins, and that happens in a bull market where you're breaking through resistances. The resistances aren't as obvious. See, I'm going to the hour, 4 hour. I'm still not finding resistance past where I am now. Day chart. Yeah, here's what I'm talking about. So I'm in the day chart. In December, storage went over $1. So this is the kind of thing I'm looking for. If I were to get in this trade, I'd probably be looking to get out around 90 cents, give or take. And I know I'm probably going to be in this trade a couple weeks to get that much of a move. Sometimes it happens, you catch some whale buying a bunch, or or there's news that's in your favor, and then you can get that, 10+% pretty quickly. But, I closed out a couple trades this weekend, and I was in them for, I think one I was in for 3 days, and the other was in for about 10 days. Okay, any questions on storage? All right, we will. Any questions on Altcoin Alert before I head over to iCoinPro? Okay, iCoinPro. Let's take a quick look at the fear and greed index. We are in greed at 72. So at extreme greed, I'm going to look to sell a portion of my holds. So I'd probably sell a small portion of Bitcoin or Ethereum, because that's my plan. So, but for now, we will look at iCoinPro as we'll look for a day trade and a swing trade. I'm on the RSI SPY. I usually sort this on the 1 hour RSI, which is similar to the RTI. And I'm looking for values 30 and below as potential long entries. We don't have any of those today because we've been pumping. So if I get something close, I might look at it, but I don't really see anything I like that much. So I'm going to sort it the reverse way, look at coins that are pumping and see if they're due for a pullback and then like a repump or something to short. And files here, there's some overlap with this and what Altcoin Alert shows us. Chili's I like, Anchor I like, Sand I trade sometimes, Dot, ENJ, Zcash. So there's several options. Let's go ahead and look at Filecoin. That was looking good over on Altcoin Alert. We'll see what it looks like here on the 15-minute. Pretty similar to the other charts we've been looking at. Yeah, not really a good entry on the 5-minute. Up in the red zone, top of the Bollinger Band, between that and the SMA line, this red line here. So you could do an alert maybe here on the yellow line. That's the midline between the two zones at $7.08. Down here on 652. The 15-minute using the RTI, it's well above the 80. So on the long side, I'd be setting alerts to break above the 20 and break above the 50. This break above the 80 was really good. Decent confirmation. So breaking above the 80 might be, yeah, here's what I'm talking about. So let's get the vertical line. All right, so this, it's a little bit in the way. So this dips below the 80 right here and then bounces right back up. And these are the kind of trades that you can find with the RTI when you set your alert to break above the 80. So it does, dips down, breaks there, and then, double-digit move. Good stuff. So again, with your RTI, you can set alerts to break above the 20, the 50, and the 80, or all three. And then you can also trade both directions using entering a channel. I've shown you that twice, so need not do it again, unless you guys want me to. Any questions on File as a day trade? Okay. Let's look at Chili's. Look at this as a swing trade, because I think this one has more room to move. So let's look at the hour. Maybe not. All right, this is what I'm talking about on the extreme. So we were looking at the day chart on the last one. I had to go to the week chart, but this was what my memory of Chili's was that in the last year or two, it had been over 30 cents. Right now it's at 12. Actually, it was around 28 cents in late October 2022. I traded this one a lot back then. So price has memory. We do have a spike up here in February of last year, but it could take a long time for it to get back there. So if you're going to trade this one on a longer swing trade, maybe catching this resistance here. I mean, it's 100%, which is awesome, but it might take you a month or two to get up there, if not longer. So, but we don't have any data recently. Well, okay, if I make this a little smaller, then the red zone is over here from February. Yeah, okay, this looks a little bit more reasonable. So if you took this trade on a swing, the bottom of the red zone is 26%. That's a great swing trade, especially if it takes, a week or two. So that looks that's the area I would use as my target, around 15.5 cents. So let's go back to the 15. We've got a buy signal here, and it's already pumped up quite a bit. I want it to dip and then have another buy signal trigger. So let's set an alert on the super trend, leave it on the buy, once per bar close. And this was RSI SPY. And actually, I'll use a handbell for a swing trade alert. And there we are. So when Chili's dips and then moves up again, that's going to be something I'm going to look at as a swing trade. Now we just had the KSM alert go off. And that was an RTI alert. Yeah, it just dipped below the 80. So this could be a potential short. What I like better on these is when they just dive. Like when it breaks below and then hooks again, I frequently don't take these. Unless I really have a strong, good evidence that the trend is down, and we don't have that today. So I'm not going to take this one. All right, skipping around as these alerts go off. Any questions on my approach on Chili's? So again, to review, get the next dip on the super trend and ride this up to 15 cents or more. That's how I would do that one. All right, let's look at one more on iCoinPro. We looked at two on the RSI SPY. Let's go to the Buddy Coin Crawler, the other one I like. And I'm sorting by the low to the SMA line. The low is a 24-hour low, the SMA line, the red line between the Bollinger Bands. And I'm looking for about 4% or higher. That tells me it's got room to move for a day trade. And I have recently moved some funds over to Coinbase to do more spot trading. So let's look at World. Can't remember if this one's on there or not. I'll check it out. Yeah, that's an older chart look. So let's go to this one, this layout. And it's not on Coinbase, bummer. Okay, let's look at something else on here then. I'm looking for something that's on Coinbase that isn't on, some of the leverage exchanges I use. If you guys see one, let me know. Arkham, I don't know that one. Gifto, that's been sitting there for a while. ARKM. No, that's not in either. All right, I know. I was looking at quant based on Pizza Mind's recommendation last week. He joined on both the calls, the AA call and the Crypt Nation call. So we can take a look at that one. It's up to 112. And I think on this, I would use the, I think I'm going to go on this layout. So my approach would be the same on the swing trade to catch the next buy signal. And then this one was pumping. So there's plenty of room to go back. I mean, in December, this thing was around 150. So yeah, nice move. It could take weeks or months for it to get back there. There might be better options for a swing trade than this one, because this one's just been hanging around between about $100 and $110 for quite a while. But I like it as a. I actually spot traded this a couple times last year and did okay with it, but it took a little longer than I would have liked. So my entry would be on the 15-minute, same as the others. Right click, buy once, maybe only once. And this would be like a Crypt Nation recommendation. Yeah. Notifications, handbell. And that's how I do that one. Okay, any questions on quant? Just looked a lot like the other two. So any questions on anything I've talked about, or any coins you want to look at? You guys have been super quiet today.
I'd just like to make an observation, and it's no criticism of what you're doing, CJ, but sometimes when you're new, it's better to focus on just 1, 2, or 3 coins and get to know the behavior of those, rather than looking at the large variety that you do. That's just from my personal perspective, that getting to know the coin and how they behave a little bit is also really helpful.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And you'll even notice when I say that I like to trade this one, or I like to trade that one, that's where I've done something like what Craig describes. But especially when you're new, you could probably go more than 3, but maybe 5. And the iCoinPro people talk about buddy coins that you pick 2, 3, or 4 to follow that day. And when you do that a few days in a row, and if you pick the same ones each time, you will get to know them better, and then eventually and slowly expand those as you gain more experience. All right. Any other questions or comments? Very well. We will wrap it up here. If you're watching on the recording, hope to see you live next time on Friday. Check out the pinned comment. Helps the opportunities there help support the channel. I'll let you guys go. We'll see you next time. Bye.